Hello everyone online, I'm Davison and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Orders. Ultimately we connect community through culture and food. And today what we mainly do is literally conduct same-day grocery delivery from local shops, which include cultural shops, butchers, fishmongers, so literally anything you can think of on the high street. And today we're joined by Food for Purpose, because over the next few months we're going to be focusing on boosting health in the local Lambeth community. And we're cooking an interesting recipe today. We're cooking stewed peas. Some say it's vegan, some say it's not. We're using vegetarian stock cubes, and there's a lot of controversy of whether that's vegan or vegetarian or not. So I'm going to hand over to Gabby to introduce Food for Purpose.
Good evening everyone, my name is Gabby, I'm from Food for Purpose and I will be helping out with this cooking session today. So Food for Purpose is a non-for-profit organisation that focuses on culturally relevant solutions for vulnerable groups across the UK. So that's not exclusive to, but includes Black, African, Caribbean and South Asian communities across the UK. So some of the things that we do are cooking sessions like this. So we'll be showing you today how to modify your cultural dishes while still maintaining the flavour and the cultural integrity of those dishes. So tonight we're going to be doing a very popular Caribbean dish called stewed peas. It's going to be vegetarian or vegan, whatever you'd like to call it. So it's a meatless stewed peas recipe. Now traditionally this recipe is made with salted pig's tail or salted beef, so you can add meat to the recipe, but tonight we're going to make it vegetarian. Because one of our aims of the session is not only to make it healthier by reducing salt and reducing fat, increasing the fiber content of the foods, but we also want to promote more plant-based vegetarian foods, eating more peas and beans to increase our fiber content for overall well-being. So we're going to start with prepping our ingredients and then we'll get cooking. We'll be using tinned beans tonight for the recipe, just for convenience, but you can use dried beans. We have some that are soaking there, so you can soak yours overnight if you wish to use dried beans, but you can also use the tinned ones in water just to have the salt content reduced. We'll also be using low-fat coconut milk just to help to reduce the fat content. You know, coconut milk is used a lot in Caribbean cooking, so using a low-fat version is a good way, and we've got all our seasonings and spices here to help with the flavour of the dish without the additional salt, apart from our vegan/vegetarian stock cube that we have here. Alright, so we're going to get started with...
What was that? Before we go, do you want to...
Yeah. I've got with me Annie as well, who will introduce herself.
Yeah, so my name is Annie, I'm a dietitian, so I'm here with Gabby and we're showing you how to make healthy meals using healthier ingredients to increase fiber, as you said, reduce fat and reduce our salt intake. Yeah.
Cool. And before we continue and before I hand over, everybody, if you're ready and excited, put hell yeah in the chat. Let's get cracking now. Hopefully a lot of people done that.
Alright, okay, so we're gonna get our carrots chopped, the onion. We're gonna leave our scotch bonnet whole because we don't want to release all of the spice that's in there. We're just gonna chop all our other ingredients up. Just gonna wash.
How was it? Yeah.
So let us know in the chat as well if you've ever tried stewed peas, if you'd be willing to try a vegetarian version, is it still authentic if it's vegetarian? I know that in Jamaica, in the Rastafarian communities, they eat lots of vegetarian dishes, so you find lots of them will eat a vegetarian version of stewed peas. So do let us know if you've tried it before. Thank you.
No problem. Cool. Squeeze it. What's going to help you chop it?
Do you want to chop some carrots?
Cool. I will chop as well.
Yeah.
I think half. Right. It's already. This is home cooked stuff. Is anyone cooking with us tonight, or
Yeah.
if you're not, let us know what you're cooking tonight for dinner.
Little mixed peas too.
It's a very, very easy dish to make, especially the vegetarian version, and not very many pots to use as well.
In the carrot.
Yes, and then
Quick question, Gabby. How long have you been a chef?
Today's my first day as a chef.
Okay. Shout out to Gabby.
Not a chef, just a nutritionist.
Okay.
But I do really enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
Self-proclaimed chef for many years.
And you said you've been with Food for Purpose for like 2 years?
Yes, I've been here for 2 years, so have worked with lots of different groups to help with dish modification. So we've done like jerk chicken in the past, modifications for rice and peas, and fish, escabeche fish.
Okay. Nice. And why are you a diet? Why did you choose this food?
That's a good question. I think I was curious about like how the impact that food has on the body and just the role that it plays in long-term health. And I wanted to make sure that I was looking after myself as well as possible. So it started out of a love for cooking actually. I wanted to be a chef at first, but obviously those dreams did not actualize, but I still do get to cook.
Got you there already, said you cook it, so must feel like a chef right now.
I kind of do. Alright, so we also have spinners in this recipe that you'll see as well, which is just a simple dough that we add to like our soups and stews. Alright.
yes, we have the onions.
Yeah, just need to get these.
Yes.
You said you graduated recently.
Yes, I just graduated. I studied dietetics. I didn't study dietetics, I studied to be a dietitian.
Yeah.
I studied dietetics at London Metropolitan University. And yeah, I just graduated and registered with the HCPC.
Okay, nice. Alright, so a lot of congratulations on your
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
Anyone online, just remember like these people are specialists in diets, dietitians, they're qualified. Like if you've got any health related questions, anything general, outside, you can just drop in the chat and they'll answer you.
So I think we're gonna make some boiled rice as well to go with the stewed peas. So we're gonna get some pots going very shortly.
I'm done with the carrots.
Okay.
More or less. Are we chopping? Cubing? What are you doing?
I was checking.
Gabby, how's with the carrots? Dude?
Um,
I don't even know how to chop.
You can kind of just like make them cylindrical. I
Okay,
guess.
cool.
Yeah.
Would I chop it here again?
I did.
Actually, no, I've got skills in this.
Is the stove that we're using?
But I got small pot.
Oh, thank you.
See this actual sugary. Perfect. Next one. Take this off. Can't now. What do you think of the professionalism of the chopping?
I think they look good. I mean, the carrots is like pulling its weight.
Cool. Using the blender.
So I'm just going to make the spinners now for the stewed peas while we get the pots going. So we have our pre-made dough here. It's quite sticky, but that's alright. And we're going to add this at the very end to the stew. I'm going to flour my hands. So you don't want them to be big. You just kind of want them to be this size. Some little things to just float around nicely in your stew. You can also make these with wholemeal flour to up the fiber content, but we've just used regular flour today, and we've added fiber through the use of more kidney beans and the carrots and all the other veggies that we've got in there. Okay, so the dough is very easy. It's just made with flour, salt, and water. So if you've never made dumplings before, have no fear. You just add your flour and your salt to a bowl, and you gradually add room temperature water until you get, not until it's wet, but until the dough starts to form together. Then you just use your hands to knead until you get a ball. And then you leave it to rest for at least 10 minutes and you are ready to go. So you can make your dough ahead of time, like we have, before you're ready to cook. I'm not sure if it will last overnight, but you can make it a few hours ahead of time if you'd like. So the stewed peas, we're going to start cooking very soon. So it's a very easy recipe. So we're going to get the peas cooking. If you were starting with dried beans, you just put those in. I mean, we're going to do the same thing actually. So we put the beans with our stock cube and our pimento berries to get cooking and for the peas to absorb some of that flavor. Then we'll add the rest of our seasonings, our ingredients, our Scotch bonnet. Let that cook for a bit longer, then we'll add our coconut milk and our spinners and we'll be ready to go. So if you're looking for a quick recipe, this is the place to start.
That's what's, oh right, it's the rice.
Alright, good.
For the stew, please.
A flat. Oh, yeah, I can use this one.
Yeah.
And you'll keep it.
Cool to go. Nice spot for the sauce.
Okay. We'll do just a few more of these. You don't want the dumplings to overwhelm the stew. Some people like their dumplings to overwhelm the stew, but those people need help. So we're not going to do that tonight. The star of this dish is the kidney beans. Alright. So the recipe we're following tonight is available on these recipe cards that you can get from orders online. You can request it. Yeah, all of the recipes are very easy to follow. You get step-by-step instructions, all of the ingredients, and the portion sizes, the nutrition information for all of the recipes. So I think this recipe is about 380 calories per serving, so it's a very health-conscious, calorie-conscious sort of recipe as well.
Yeah. I've dropped some, I guess, the recipe download on the chat as well, so people can download. I've actually pinned it, so you can download it.
Okay, everybody? Yeah, the pot's already, yes. The
Cool, so what
water
we're
for
going to
rice is boiling.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Great. All right. So let's get started then.
Cool, and the sweeties, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Charlie, can you do this?
We don't need those yet.
Okay.
We just need the stock that I think are this first.
Oh, this one. Not that baby. Yeah.
Is it on?
It should be.
Maybe.
It is. I have to go out.
Oh dear, this is.
Oh, Karen,
dear.
I'll get it. I'll find one.
Try this one.
Are you going to drain the peas?
We don't.
You drain the
This one's
peas?
wet. We don't have to because it will still keep like the color of the liquid. That
Okay.
It will. Yeah, you don't have to.
That's
You could-
interesting.
Yeah.
I normally drain it. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
No, you can drain it. When I make like rice and peas with the canned ones, I don't drain it so that you get more of an authentic color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll never do that. I just thought it was bad.
No, she's happy.
Oh.
Let me try. I'll try this.
Be some more kind of, yeah. Does it work this time? I believe so.
Got it. I've got one open.
Two. Boom. That is spinning. Oh,
And yeah, it was good.
it's not the best opening. So let me just open this up.
So someone.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna add our stock cube now as well. Now remember, our stock cube has salt in there already, so we're not gonna add any additional salt after we've added our stock cube.
I got this.
Pepper. It doesn't need to be, that's all. Just gonna add some pimento berries in here. And we'll leave that to cook until like our stock cube is dissolved and the peas have absorbed some of this flavor. Is there a cover for this?
Oh,
We could use one of those ones. Yeah.
okay, so.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just together.
No, it might be. Oh, perfect.
Just about, perfect, yeah.
You guys leave your spoons on top of your pots while you're cooking. I think because this one is wooden, I'll get away with it. It won't burn me when I come back.
I remember I read like you see those posts on Facebook that this thing is actually designed to be like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to actually hold spoons.
That's very useful.
And like the back of this, for example, or they're just too big, Like,
But little ones can fit there.
yeah, little ones can do it.
I have
Top
learned
tip.
something new today that I will be using now going forward.
Cool. So whilst we wait for this, should we move on to Chef Gabby?
We're done basically.
Okay, cool.
We're just going to be adding the ingredients as we go along.
Okay.
So we could take questions now
Yeah,
if people
that
have
makes
them.
sense.
I don't know if there are any questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer those now. They're a very easy recipe.
Well, I guess maybe we could just talk about your journey then, like towards becoming a chef, well, nutritionist. Your journey, Gabby.
My journey.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I'm from Jamaica, which is the only thing that qualifies me to make this stew tonight. So yeah, I grew up in Jamaica. I did my bachelor's degree in dietetics and nutrition there at the University of Technology, which most of you may not know. And then I moved to the UK 3 years ago to do my master's in genetics and nutrition. So I'm very, very interested in population genetics, kind of how different cultural groups respond to different foods, especially people who move to the UK, kind of how they respond to that environment differently and how that kind of predisposes them to diseases as well, because they're in a different sort of environment, eating different foods, which is why I think doing things like this and helping people to cook their cultural dishes in a healthier way is something that's so important.
Yeah.
So after I did my master's, that was when I started working at Food for Purpose. So I do that part-time, and I also work for a nutrition tech company as well, so lots of research related to nutrition and health, technology news, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Is there like anything interesting going on in the space in food tech?
Lots and lots of interesting things. So food as medicine is something that's taking off a lot right now. So companies like Uber Eats, Instacart, if you've heard of them, those food delivery companies are really getting into healthy food delivery. So I guess similar to kind of what we're doing here, very, very similar. So people are cluing in to how important food is to health. So even those like mental health and just overall well-being. Women's health is taking off as well. What is looking for attention? Women's health, so things about menopause and different like reproductive issues as well. So PCOS as well. Lots of research around that. So yeah, lots of interesting things. Have you seen anything else?
Like what you said about women's health. I think this month is something about menstruation.
Was it?
Yeah. So you see a lot of like PCOS, women's health and diet being
Yeah.
talked, and even brain health and diet as well.
Yeah.
Like you see a lot of talks about, mental,
anti-aging diets as well.
Yes, and anxiety, depression, and how diet also influences that.
Yeah.
So and also you have a cultural awareness to that's getting big, where people are more aware of, because the healthy diet used to be like the Mediterranean diet.
Yes.
But now there's a lot about cultural awareness, and you don't have to leave your own cultural diet because you want to be healthy.
That's true.
So it's been interesting with nutrition.
Yeah,
It's been very, very
It has
interesting.
been. There was a survey done recently to kind of see what kind of health concerns people have. And the top concern was sleep actually. Like people really want to know how to eat to improve their sleep, or like wellness to improve their sleep. And just to feel better overall, overall well-being, mental well-being. So people are kind of stepping away, I guess, from that sort of obsession with the little things. Chronic disease is still a big deal, but what people are so focused on now is their sleep and their mental health, which is indicative of the society that we live in.
And preventative health.
Yes, preventative health
measures. Measures.
Yeah.
It's very big as well.
In terms of sleeping and mental health, what types of foods should someone seek?
It varies, I suppose. I guess for sleep, my brain immediately goes to supplements, but nutrients like magnesium are really important for promoting good sleep. So most people get that in a supplement, but I wouldn't recommend that as the first method. But magnesium is a very good supplement to focus on. B vitamins help with like regulating your mood as well. And magnesium is very good as well for helping like with getting vitamin D in the body. I know like in the UK there's vitamin D deficiency a lot because it's sun deficient here. So yeah, magnesium is very good as well to help with like your vitamin D levels, and that helps with mood regulation and sleep too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research with homocysteine rice, anything that is high in fiber as well is
Really?
Yeah, it was one of the things that was. This rice.
Oh, that is hot.
Oh, sorry. Let me get my projects.
Can we get some like water in Probably no way. I'm not even sure which one of these is
It's 2 minutes.
Oh, it's a lot. Actually, you could add the rest of it.
Everything.
Yeah, it's not that much. So I'm gonna let this cook for a bit longer, and then we'll add the rest of our seasonings. Yeah, very, very simple one-pot dish, not lots of faffing around. And it's not only because we have help in the kitchen, you can do it this quickly on your own as well.
Cool. How long do you do that?
Probably give it another 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll give the seasonings 10 minutes in there as well, and then we'll add the dumplings.
Cool. Sounds good. Another question, since we're talking about like mental health, nutrition, and like foods you can eat, I've seen like a trend in terms of like when it comes to natural supplements. Obviously sea moss. I've seen certain powders. Like, what's your views on that?
They do have their benefits. Like I know sea moss has a good like vitamin B content in it, so that would be beneficial, like for mental health. Collagen supplements are I think really big as well. And I have heard people say, I haven't looked at the research about this, but that's good for like your joint health. People say it reduces their pain and stuff, which I guess if you have chronic pain, that does affect your mental health as well. I think that the lean towards like natural supplements is good, and naturally sourced ingredients, but they can be a bit pricey too.
And it's always good to seek medical advice before starting on any supplement.
Because lots of like herbs and stuff can interact with your medicine. So if you are taking
do you take supplements? Do you take natural supplements?
drinks,
That tastes nice.
it's not.
I had
It doesn't really taste. Spirulina. Yes,
I had that.
That is really nice actually.
I added it to smoothies.
You don't like it.
I used to add it to smoothies. So it kind of matches the taste. I don't know what it tastes like.
I think the spirulina tastes good. Or maybe the smoothie I had lots of other things that tasted good. But no, I don't really use any natural stuff. If I do, it's just like as a part of a other meal or drink.
I had the rice popping. Oh, how's that doing? Cool. I actually recently bought sea moss. I haven't used it yet. I actually just bought like the natural sea moss. Obviously, like the gels are quite expensive. I bought like the pure one. Actually, one of our partners sells sea moss as well. So like, you check out our website. You can get that. It's a lot cheaper than the gels, because gels tend to cost like £20 for a small tin. Whereas like literally natural sea moss you get it for £11, and you can produce like 8 different tins at a time. So you can make a lot of money from that as well. You can just make it a side hustle.
What are you planning to use your sea moss for?
I'm just gonna try it out myself personally. I find it's good for muscle mass. I've done a lot of so I'm trying to like maintain, keep it. I'm happy with how I am. I just like maintain it. I think ladder weight By the way, powder. Have you heard of that? No.
I haven't. Have you heard of that?
No, that's another thing apparently that's not popular, but it's quite trendy. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've never heard of that one, but I'm sure it will be doing the rounds soon. Like, you know, as soon as a supplement picks up, everyone has it. Yeah. A couple of months ago, a friend of mine, he was so excited. He was like, Kevin, I've got this magnesium supplement to help you with sleep and what type of magnesium you should get. And now it's like it's died off a bit. But yeah, I'm sure if it's useful, people will be talking about it very soon.
Yeah. To be honest, it's quite interesting because like my partner, Source of Life, they've got a lot of herbs and stuff and like different types of like natural supplements. They've like stocked it for years, and they actually haven't. Like people don't know about them. And like for example, he's been stocking sea moss for a long time before it became popular. So he's got like a lot of unheard of herbs that maybe in the next few years will kind of become popular.
Yeah, there's a shift to more natural things.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, so there's a shift to you keep hearing like different things every day.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And I think with social media too.
Yeah,
like
it's really easy to get the word out there. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to read a little more about sea moss actually to see what it does.
Yeah. Now that it's been brought back to more attention.
So I heard it's got like 200 plus visitors, something crazy.
Oh, really?
Like it's high in like a lot.
It will be its green. So.
They've got everything in there, don't they? Yeah.
Definitely there should be maybe some research that would have been done into it, so it would be worth reading up, worth checking to see what has been done and to just see the efficacy of sea moss generally and benefits to long-term benefits to health.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I do think people want to use more natural things. I guess if the more popular they get, the more affordable they'll become as well.
And you know, talking about cultural diets too is also really good for people to know that, you know, the ingredients in their foods are actually highly nutritious as
they
well.
are.
They're very, very nutritious. You don't have to change much. It's just modifying, like, especially for African and Caribbean cooking, it's mainly modifying the fat content, the salt, and portion sizes. Because most of the ingredients are really, really very, very high in nutrients.
Yes. They are
a lot of whole grains, a lot of
vegetables and fruits. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Right, let's check on this here. It's very nicely bubbling away. So I think we're gonna add the rest of our fresh seasonings. I'm glad. We'll just add the rest of our fresh seasonings now.
Chef, someone is asking, just joined, how long does this meal last in the fridge and is it good for meal prepping?
Yep, it's very good for meal prepping. I'd say in the fridge you could maybe get 2 or 3 days it could last in there. Thank you. Because this recipe is meatless, it might last longer. But I'd say you definitely will get 2 to 3 days. Okay, so I'm adding more spring onions. I'm gonna add our thyme. A lot more. That's a lot more spring onions here. And onions as well. Oh, we got a roll on it over there.
I'll just rinse this much more.
Sorry, just a quick one, Jen. Since you joined, there's like a pinned message on the chat where you could basically get the ingredient card of like what we're cooking today. So yeah, you can just click the link and you should get like the ingredients and everything. All the nutritional information about what we're cooking today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Can I get some more water as well?
Oh, you didn't chop the scotch right now?
No, we don't chop it, you just add it. You'll see it get some a bit smaller at the end, but it's just a way to control the heat. You could chop it up if
I like
you
the heat though.
You won't taste it here. It depends on the person, it's personal preference. Yes.
Everything?
Yeah, everything is fine. Here. So we're gonna leave this to cook for a bit. And then I guess when the carrots are softer, then we can add the coconut milk and the dumplings and we will be done. Just cover this again.
Just
So it's like not cutting scotch bonnet. You do that in a lot of dishes.
Yeah, so like stew, rice and peas, you don't cut the scotch bonnet either. You just leave it in whole. And like for stews and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that's just a Caribbean thing.
Yeah.
I think in Africa they just go
Yeah,
for
we
it.
chop
They
it.
blend
We
it.
go-
up.
we go-
It's
we go for
they
it.
just go for it. So we are not as yeah.
You're not as daring.
We're not as serious, but all.
Okay, cool. I'll look at this. So you're putting in just the coconut milk right now?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet.
After
Okay, I'll just
we-
open it. Alright, I'll just keep it inside.
Just
And
you
your talk?
reduce the flame. You reduce the flame. Yes, yes.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. It took me a little while to figure out which one was which, but then I realized it was the one that was on. It solved my
The
problem.
rice is done. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we have a spoon? I can check just to make sure all the water's.
Spoons, yeah, we do. Spoons, tablespoons.
Oh, good. Use a little bit.
Just a little
Like
bit.
2-3 minutes.
Got it. Alright.
It's solid. It's solid.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
Oh. It's fine.
And probably because it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question as well. You were talking like earlier on about how like when people come from certain countries and come to the UK, like they're more prone to health problems. Right? Can you tell
Yeah.
us a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So I don't think it's that they're more prone to health problems, but there's an area of research called epigenetics that talks about like your gene expression like in real time. So basically, the way my genes react when I'm in Jamaica are different to how my genes would react here because the environment is different. So yeah, the foods are different, pollution levels are different, the overall environment and pace of life is a lot different as well. So your genes react to different things like that. The chemicals that you use as well might be a bit different too. So yeah, just kind of looking at the impact that that has on someone's body when they go into a different sort of cultural situation and how that impacts
Okay.
their health.
Have you seen anything personally that come from Jamaica to the UK?
I have. Yeah, the food here does not like taste the same. It really doesn't taste the same. Like no matter how much you season it, it just does not. Yeah, and the fruits don't taste quite the same as well. There's a lot of imported things, which is fine. I mean, you do want to have those fruits here, but it's not quite the same as picking it off of your own tree or something, or like getting it fresh. So yeah, there are differences in the quality of the food. Not that it's a bad quality, it's just not the same as like fresh from like the farm or like fresh produce. So I have noticed that.
So it doesn't taste as good as
Yeah.
saying that nice
Yeah.
politically.
Yeah, like, so I did wonder if it was me, you know. I thought maybe I can't cook. That's the problem. But no, I think the food just tastes a bit different here. But if that's what you're used to, then it's fine. You can get it to taste as close to the real thing.
It's true. I found that like one time when I went to Nigeria, like and I had chicken, it tastes totally different.
Yeah.
Like, it tastes more sweet there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Strange.
does.
But literally they killed it on that day, which was
Oh, yes.
That's true. It's really traditional to do things like that. Like for us, when we have a special function, there's usually a goat that's killed like on the day or like the day before to make curry goat, and it tastes completely different than if you use like imported mutton or something that's been frozen for a while. It still tastes good. You cannot have bad curry goat.
Yeah, it's probably
Different, yeah.
I'll not try the fresh one.
Yeah.
Fresh.
You need to
Fresh good.
book a trip to the Caribbean. See if you can try it.
What kind of contrast to like the vegetarian, vegan?
No, we are. The vegetarian person is just
yeah.
But you can make modifications to this. So you can add chicken to the stew peas as well if you don't want to use like salted meat. You could use fish. I've never tried fish. I have tried salted cod before in stew peas. But yeah, traditionally salted beef or pigtail is used. But you can try whatever you'd like, and you can use other beans as well. So you can use black beans to make this. That would be really good. I think I've tried with black beans before, and that is very nice.
Yeah.
And black-eyed peas you could try as well. I mean, it won't have the same color, like the same look and feel, but you can use this recipe with other beans too.
Where's this?
But it tastes better like this. Is this the best way to cook it?
This is a very nutritious way.
Okay, cool. So
that
there's
is
better ways.
actually, there are with the meat is my preference.
Okay, cool.
I would say, but I am a meat eater. People who don't like meat would disagree with me. So my dad doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
He would prefer the vegetarian version.
How about you put like tofu?
Oh, that's true.
You could.
That's
It
true.
might, it might dissolve in something like this.
No, I
but
guess
it's-
maybe if they could maybe bake it first, and so
Yeah.
it's firm,
Yeah.
and then they can add it onto the,
Yeah.
the stew.
You could actually, because there's an Asian dish, a mapo tofu or something like that,
Yeah.
that uses
Yeah.
like minced meat and tofu.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I need to remember because I had a Malaysian dish this week, and it was very firm tofu. So I think they
Ah.
fried it or they
Yeah.
did something to it. It was really firm.
Yeah. Oh yes, you could. I never considered adding. I don't tell anyone if you add tofu to your Indian stew pea, but you can try it in the
Yeah.
privacy of your own home.
Maybe someone to try it online. It's like a challenge.
We won't tell anyone on YouTube. Tofu is a good alternative.
Like obviously veganism is growing right now. Is there like anything like, for example, like a meat eater? Is there anything meat eaters should know before they transition into veganism? Like what watch out?
I think the main thing is the deficiency, the vitamin B12 deficiency
Okay.
is very, very high in people who are on a vegetarian diet. So they have to get other sources
Yeah.
of vitamin B12,
Yeah.
iron as well.
Yeah.
Because even though they're having other sources like the plant-based, the kind of iron in plants are not easily absorbed as the iron in meat.
Yeah.
So like having like a complete meal, like rice and peas, would be like that's like a complete protein to also help the iron absorption from the beans as well. So yeah, it's just if you want to switch, you have to be aware that there's actually a tendency to be deficient in some vitamins and minerals, and probably again you have to speak to maybe your health practitioner if you have to take supplementation.
Yeah. I guess like being aware as well as like the quality of protein of different like vegetarian sources of protein, because tofu is a more complete protein than beans. And yeah, there are other foods that have protein in them, but you do want to make sure that you're getting enough protein to kind of for muscle mass and to sustain like your bodily processes. So I think doing your research beforehand is helpful.
Chefs, there's another question coming in.
Right.
Is this mostly only eaten with rice? Can you use other sides which are healthy?
It's traditionally eaten with rice. You could use brown rice if you'd like to. But I suppose if you wanted to use it, no one's going to stop you from using another side. But it is traditionally eaten with rice because it's such a soupy sort of stew. So you could actually, if we added more water to this, it would just be a soup. Because we do drink red pea soup as well, which is made in a very similar way. So I think the rice helps to sop up a lot of that juice, but you could use whatever you want, really.
There's a lot of like cool alternatives like quinoa.
Quinoa, bulgur rice.
Bulgur rice.
And
I've had
couscous.
and couscous. And I've had bulgur rice and peas. That was really nice as well, actually. So bulgur, you could maybe start there.
We're creating new recipes.
We are as we go along. Maybe I turn this down too low. But you can see it's filled with the veggies.
I'm actually looking forward to tucking in.
Hope it doesn't
Inhaling the fumes. Things are positive. Cool.
So I switched up the rice.
Rice is ready. Hopefully we're turning the heat up. It won't take.
So Gabby, the thing you said about the rice too, like if you don't want to use white rice, using brown rice is a very good alternative because it increases the fiber of the entire meal, and so that's the whole grain option for rice.
Yeah. I know some people don't like brown rice, so you can add vegetables to your rice as well. So in Jamaica we make callaloo rice, which is like a variation of spinach. So you could make like a spinach rice. I've had like carrot rice before as well. So you can add, or just adding like mixed veg to your rice too is a good way to increase the fiber content if you don't like brown rice, because I know like some people have a hard time with it.
Because it can be nutty and can be hard sometimes if you're used to the white rice.
Yeah, rice is such a staple part of like the African Caribbean diet. Even a small change. So my sister, we changed from jasmine rice to basmati, and she like had a meltdown. It does not taste the same. Like curry chicken, it just not, the rice isn't acting the same way. So take your time with your transition. You could do like 50% brown rice, 50% white rice as well. That is a good kind of meet in the middle way to do it too.
I remember like I used to, because I eat brown rice right now, and there was a time it used to be like very nutty, I didn't really like it. And I noticed when I slow cook it, like put it on low and cook it for like an hour, it comes out like really good.
Really?
Nice and soft,
You have to cook it for
Really?
for a long time to come out nice and soft, and it actually comes out really, really good.
It comes out really good, but you just have to
You just have to be
patient.
patient for a long time.
You have to be patient.
You have to be very patient with brown rice.
Oh, okay. I will tell people that now. Like
Totally.
You can't. White rice cooks more quickly
Yeah.
than brown rice. Brown rice cooks like beans.
But that's because it's a more complex sort of
Yes,
carb. It's all the
yeah.
fiber that's
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for you
yeah.
that's making it take so
Yeah.
long to cook.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. Yeah. These two are going to hold accountable.
Yeah, I'll take full ownership.
So,
I'll take all the credit. And you're the part of it.
if it goes well, I will also involved in it.
But I was thinking about yam, about the alternative. Can you take yam and carrot?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you use yam with the stew peas?
You could. You could use yam or like sweet potato as well. I'm sure they would be really lovely with it. I have had like a stew piece with sweet potato in it. So you don't have to have it with rice. Like when you add the sweet potato to it as well, you just have like a one pot sort of stew. So you could add stuff too.
So that would be adding yam. So you don't have to make the yam separately.
Yeah.
You add the yam into.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or whatever your carb of choice is, your ground provision of choice.
I've noticed like with yam, some people have like negative views on yam, as in being too carb heavy. What are your thoughts on yam?
I think in the right portion, yam is great. It's a good source of fiber, of complex carbs. So yam is good as long as you're eating the right sort of portion. Right? Portion control. Portion control
is amazing.
Is of the food in this community. We try to eat lots and lots of food, but it's not the food. It's just the amount of that we're eating and making those little modifications.
Yeah. What would you say is like your favorite, I guess, African/Caribbean kind of vegetable, like, or nutritious? Not favorite nutritious.
Wow.
That's a very hard question.
That's a very
Well, okay.
Well, it's not. Some years ago, and I think we do it at FFP too. Some years ago, I just tried Eforiro, and I was like, I'll try the kale. And I've always done. Well, at least I've been doing that for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've always, I think that's like my favorite vegetable.
Kale. Oh, interesting. I really like kale as well, but we don't use kale as much in the Caribbean. I say we use a lot of pak choy. So I'd say that would probably be my favorite.
We don't use kale. We don't use kale at all. It was just something I think for me it was just like I liked that it was firm. And it like really stayed better in my soup than the spinach. Spinach with wilt.
Spinach with wheat.
So and I like the taste.
Because we made kale rero last time. So
it's
it was really good. We made it. In terms of like Africa, like what vegetable would you say?
Yeah, I would still say spinach. We have I think it's Molokai. Yeah, it's I can't remember what is it. Well, I know it's called ewedu. That's very good as well.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's can be a little bit like okra actually.
Okay.
Okra too is very good and it's very good as well. So those three I would say are very popular.
Yeah.
They're quite popular in Africa. Well, I'm from Nigeria, so
West Africa.
So in West Africa. So I would just say from where I come from.
Yeah.
So those three are very popular.
I'd say probably most popular for us would be cabbage, carrots. Those would be the main two actually. I think most people have lots of. If you buy like a takeaway meal like for lunch or something or even dinner, you are guaranteed to have cabbage or carrots in your coleslaw or anything. So I think those would be the most commonly eaten vegetables. But there's so much variety. I think people just don't know how to cook it and how to incorporate it into their foods.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone online, like, what's your favorite vegetable? Just comment. That's a good comment.
That's beneficial for tonight.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if this is probably yet. Oh, there we go. This is looking good so far. So I'm gonna let it cook down a bit more. I like my stew peas, not too thick but not too thin, and this is still a bit too watery. But you can stop it at whatever stage is your preference. There's no rule, really, to making these.
And when do we have the dumplings?
At the end. But they don't take very long to cook. Yeah. So after we add the coconut milk, we'll add the dumplings, spinners.
Faith says carrot is her favorite vegetable.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. What do you like? Do you just have it raw? Your carrot, Faith. I used to eat carrots raw a lot when I was a kid, and I was called Bugs Bunny. But I am also the only person in the family that doesn't wear glasses, so that's it was worth being called Bugs Bunny all those years. It worked.
I wish I had more carrots.
Oh, to go back and do it right.
I heard that if you eat too many carrots, you can turn orange.
You know, that's not completely crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But you have to eat a lot.
Yeah.
You have to eat a ton of carrots.
Yeah. It would be the same with any sort of like orange vegetable. So like pumpkin, if you get lots of pumpkin, you would also similarly turn orange.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people tan, so I think if you're tan, then
You should
carrots.
you have to eat
Yeah.
way too much.
Yeah.
It's easier to just go and get some tan.
there should be some cedar cost. Is it healthy now? Probably not healthy. Too much nutrition, right?
Yeah, too
Yeah,
much.
too much vitamin A
Yeah.
actually is
Yeah, yeah.
is
Wouldn't be
lethal.
good for
Not
you.
too much of everything, even water. Too much
Yeah.
of water is
It's
lethal.
not
Moderation.
Yeah, moderation is the
People online don't tan with pumpkin
Vitamin.
and carrots,
Sweet
please.
potatoes.
This is gonna be a new trend on TikTok.
Have a sweet
How many
potato
carrots
tan.
you should eat to get
A permanent tan.
Yeah.
So Faith has said, I hate it raw,
Oh.
except when it's in coleslaw, and she's laughing. But I love it in cake, though.
Yeah, carrot cake
Yeah,
is delicious.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And carrot cake, I think you can add so much to it to trick yourself that it's healthy. So like raisins and nuts. Yeah, carrot cake is amazing.
Another comment, Jen has said, I love broccoli.
Ooh,
Oh,
interesting.
nice. Yeah. Do you put your broccoli like in stir fries, Jen, or
Steam.
how do you use your broccoli?
You know there's like a bougie broccoli, like long stem. That
Yes.
one's actually really good.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was Brussels sprouts I tried, and
Oh, you don't like them?
Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts.
yeah.
I've got a tip on Brussels sprouts. You see the first layer of Brussels sprouts is very bitter. If you take off the first layer of Brussels sprouts, it will actually taste a lot better.
Oh, okay. I'm open
That's
to
another
trying
tip
them.
everyone
I tried them
likes,
once and I was like, never.
That's the same way you take the first layer. I'm telling you, you'll love it if you take the first layer.
Okay.
I
Open
like
to
Brussels
try it
sprouts. Yeah. Where do you find all of these tips? Like just online?
I live life, you know.
You're just-
I'm learning.
Lots of experience.
Yeah, broccoli. I wonder, what can you do? You can obviously put, when I think of broccoli, I think of a roast. I
Yes.
think of a roast on the side.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the size.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
really
Steamed.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
steamed.
adding broccoli to my dishes. So like chicken or beef or stuff, I like adding it to because I think it absorbs the flavor of stuff really well. But yeah, chicken and broccoli, I really enjoy that. It's kind of boring, just like on the side.
Yes.
There's no vibes, no nothing,
Mm.
but you can't have it that way. It's still just as delicious.
So Jen has said stir fried and steamed. Depends on the meal.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Makes sense.
It does go good with stir fry as well.
Mm.
Also, if you like, Jen, do you like the long stem, like the bougie, the posh broccoli? I think that's even a lot better. I love that a lot.
Yeah.
It's not cheap as well. It's quite
It's
expensive.
not,
Yeah.
and it's just like longer broccoli.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
I can taste the richness. I like it.
I like how it tastes, but I will probably, it just depends on the price when I get to the shop. Purple broccoli I've tried as well. Have you seen that?
I've
Yeah.
seen, but I haven't tried.
Yeah, I've tried purple broccoli. It tastes just like normal broccoli. And it's not purple enough to warrant the hype, but I have tried that.
Is it better for you? What's the benefit, or is it just like a cool thing to do?
I think it's
Because of the color.
Yeah, maybe the color, like there's a different source of
Antioxidants.
nutrients in them.
Okay.
But the taste exactly the same, and it's not even like purple. Like if you took a picture of it, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that it was purple, to be honest. But nice.
Is it more expensive?
Of course it
Okay,
is.
yeah.
Of course it's more expensive. It's purple broccoli with it's more expensive.
How's
We might be able to add the coconut milk now and or spinners. You know, we could add the coconut milk now and just let everything sort of reduce together. So our coconut milk is solid right
Yeah.
now because of how cold it
I
is. So
think
we'll
it was
just
solid. I actually never dealt with that.
Are you alright? Did it get you?
I don't know. I think that. You good?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Right.
That's good. Sorry, go
So
ahead.
I was thinking of water and the milk. Do we add everything in?
We don't need all of it.
So that thing jets and I'll just put the milk.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Okay. Actually, this looks like it might be enough.
Alright, cool. Perfect.
Then we'll just add the dumplings now.
Cool. The dumplings as well.
Yeah.
Grab it.
Okay. So we didn't add all of the liquid from the coconut milk just because it's already liquidy enough. And we want this to reduce down and to become a bit thicker. So we've just added the solid part of the coconut milk so we still get the flavor of it without the additional liquid that we didn't need. So I'm going to add our spinners now. You don't have to add them one by one like this, but that's just always how I see it done.
Guess it helps with that presentation.
I suppose so. You can kind of lay it as you want it.
Yeah, I see the coordination there.
for you
It
because
looks like you're creating like a shape.
it's completely ad hoc. So subconsciously created. Well, that one's gone a bit wonky.
You were saying earlier on, like people could use like whole wheats,
Yeah.
to
Yes.
make it even more nutritious.
Yeah, so you could use wholemeal flour as well, and some people add like cornmeal to their dumplings as well. So that is also something that you could do.
Why does it mix it in with the flour and everything? Corn?
Yes. Yeah.
Does it taste better?
No, they both taste the same to me.
Okay.
It's just the texture is a bit different when you
Okay.
add the cornmeal to it. I'm not well versed in dumpling making with cornmeal, so I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, to be honest.
But it's good for you. Tastes the same, good for you.
It adds something different.
It adds something
to it,
different.
yeah.
Extra nutrients.
Extra nutrients of sorts.
This is some benefits to it. Should I get the cover?
Yeah. We could leave it open so that it actually like reduces a bit more.
Okay, cool. Increasing the heat.
It's a bit quicker. Okay, we're just waiting for it to reduce because our beans are already cooked, as you see, and the dumplings won't take very long either. As soon as this is thick enough, then we'll be ready.
Quick question: how would you like describe the taste of this to someone online that's never tasted or cooked this before?
I'm not entirely sure how I describe it. It's a very rich sort of coconutty stew. Yeah, I guess that's the best way that I can describe it. It tastes like beans, of course, but with like lots of added flavor to it. So yeah, a coconutty sort of stew. Is how I describe it.
So the main flavors will come through the coconut.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so. And on the seasonings that you've added
Yeah.
as well. The beans kind of just absorb the flavor of what you've put in.
Yeah.
They don't have their own like distinct taste.
What would you say like is the key health benefit from preparing a dish like this?
The fiber content, I would say, because you have fiber coming from the beans, from the carrots. Yeah, I'd say it's a very good like high fiber plant-based dish to have, and it's good to kind of incorporate more plant-based dishes like once a week or something. Just say you have that increased fiber and nutrient content as well.
Yeah.
You can add whatever vegetable you like. So carrots are rich in vitamin A, but yeah, you can mix it up as much as you want. I'm trying to think of another vegetable I've had in here. You could probably add like tomatoes, but that would make it a bit watery. But you could add tomatoes.
I was thinking cabbage and it's different.
Cabbage.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It would kind of. It would turn it into a different dish. I think if you added cabbage. But I suppose you can do whatever you want, really. A solid vegetable, I'd say. So carrot would be the most common.
Could you add green beans?
Yes, you could. I guess you could. Yeah, I mean, I guess honestly, the world is your oyster. You can add whatever you want. Yeah, green beans. I guess like green peas as well. You could probably add too. Yeah, if you wanted to put some mixed veg in there, you could if you wanted to.
Okay, a couple of comments. Faith has said on the dumpling mixture, oh yes, I add cornmeal, but I call it festival.
Oh, okay, that's a bit different. So festival is fried. So festival is made with cornmeal and flour. Festival is usually fried. It's not a soft sort of dough that's added to the stews, but festival is delicious.
And Jen also is asking about the reduction of the water. If you are in a rush, can you add flour to thicken?
Yeah, you could if you wanted to. Or you can have it like this, like more of a soup as well if you wanted to as well. But yeah, you can add things to thicken it too. So I've never tried it, but it would work. It is proven that works.
And one more question from Faith Is the taste almost like the base for rice and peas? I often cook the kidney beans with cream of coconut.
Yeah, so it is exactly like the base for rice and peas. So if we had added the rice to this, you would have had rice and peas. So yeah, it's exactly the same. If you have it with like pig's tail and stuff, it's called barefoot rice and peas is what we call it. But yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
I find like pig's tail is quite popular. Is that the most popular meat cooked with this dish?
Yes, it is. It is. I think pig's tail is like the most iconic way I think to make stew peas. And you can see that our dumplings are expanding as they're absorbing that liquid. But it does smell good. Unfortunately, you can't smell it through the camera, but I promise you it does smell good. But for people there are some religions that don't eat pork, so they would be the ones that use beef. So you'd probably find in like more public restaurants and stuff, they would use beef instead or chicken.
Okay. Okay, I'll try the chicken.
Yeah. The meat honestly adds something to the dish for me, but the vegetarian one is really nice as well. But if you added meat to this recipe, so if you use like pig's tail, of course, like you want to soak it beforehand to get rid of like that extra salt.
Yeah.
But you add it with the peas at the beginning.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. If you added meat, would you add with at the beginning?
Yes. Yeah. So you add it at the beginning with the peas so that the flavors of the meat can kind of mend with the and the meats take longer as well to cook too. So yeah, you'd add it at the beginning, kind of with the beans.
But if you're using canned beans, do you add that with meat or could add it with?
I suppose you could. You could cook your meat first, maybe, and then add the
if you're using canned.
Yeah, because it's quicker. But it doesn't matter massively because you can't really overcook the beans. I guess you can leave it to cook for as long as you need to. But yeah, you could cook the meat beforehand and kind of add the beans to that sort of water and flavor.
Oh, Jen has said, it looks good. I will try this soon.
Oh, that's great. And people like share pictures of the recipe.
People should share it once they cook it. Share it with me.
Yeah, tag orders and food for purpose as well. If you like it.
I've been actually trying to like put together. This is something coming out soon. Hopefully by the next week, it's actually like meal kits where I actually like put like a crazy discount. So everyone can cook like this affordably. So it's coming out soon. We're probably gonna catch up with stew peas. You can wait for us to put the meal kit together, Jen. We'll give you a nice discount if you do wait.
Sounds like a great idea. We do have the pricing on the recipes as well. Kind of the price per serving, so you have an idea of how much. Yeah, it's quite an affordable sort of dish. Reducing very nicely so far.
Faith has promised to tag both of you once she tries it.
Oh, great. Thank you, Faith. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think you're approaching doneness now. It's getting quite nice and thick.
So another question, like you're talking about how something is served with carrots. Is it like common practice in Jamaica to mix it up, or do you go with the tradition?
I think people are more inclined to do it traditionally,
Yeah.
because that's just like what they know.
Yeah.
But I think with like more education, people would be open to trying like more vegetables in it. Because I don't know how many people would add carrots to their stew peas if it was made like with meat.
Okay.
But because it's vegetarian, you're thinking more about like other things that you can add to
Yeah.
it. I do think that adding more vegetables is good. Like carrots go so well, I think, with stew peas, whether it's vegetarian or not.
Yeah.
So I think education is the problem.
Cool. Alright, well, we're breaking the barriers, setting the trends, using carrots,
Yeah.
cabbage, different
All
vegetables.
sorts. Tofu.
Tofu, yeah.
It smells nice.
Yeah, that's
It smells really nice.
pretty hungry as well. So.
The right place to be instead of on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, just showing off to them. I'll look one online at the end.
Alright, I think we could serve this up now.
Cool. Serve it up.
Just show you you are. Okay, I'm just gonna eyeball how much rice is a portion. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Alright, so we put 2 spoonfuls of rice here. So it's completely up to you whether you want your stew on the rice or like separate from it. I know some people love their gravy all over. Alright, so get those dumplings in there.
And Gabby, remember a portion of food is about
It's about a
The
fist
fist
size.
This has a
the fist size, a portion of food, the portion of your
Okay.
carbs.
Yeah, your
Okay.
carbs.
Yeah, it's about a fist size.
okay.
So that's about.
Yeah.
That's about.
Alright, so here we've got our stew peas.
Yeah, so.
And we have someone here with a fork who's ready
Yeah.
to do a taste test.
I do the honors. Get some dumpling now, first taste. Some peas, get everything in, carrot.
It's gonna be so hot.
Very good job, like I really love the coconut taste. I love like the mix, the complexion, the dumpling coming in, like it's really good.
Good.
Yeah, let me. It's my dinner, so.
That's it.
Anyone
So,
else got on the fork? Well, I eat it by myself.
you can have it. We've got plenty more.
I feel bad now. I feel bad.
That's fine.
So two taste. Anyone want to taste?
Nice one.
Yeah. Do you like to taste? Okay. All right. So that is our stew peas recipe. The recipe cards are available, I think, in the link
Yeah.
that's pinned to the chat. So if you do give this a